Hello and welcome to Generation Shadow, the epic supernatural saga that takes you through the entirety of horror history, one nightmare at a time. Today's nightmare, Chapter 2 of Berlin, 1936. This one entitled The Great Beast. And there's going to be some great beasts for certain showing up in this excerpt. I'll do a quick recap, but first, let's go around and meet some of our beastly great players. We have someone, a long time, actually no, he was in Generation Shadow before, but yeah, long time Generation Hero guy and Generation Shadow guy who's joining us for, I think, the next couple episodes. So very cool to have another adventurer joining us as we venture through Berlin. But let's start with Marvin, and I want to know who you are, who your character is, what their vibe is, and how they're feeling after their first adventure on that crazy Berlin night and rooftop ritual.
Alright, so hi, I'm Marvin, and I'm going to be playing the Revenant, Piotr Irvin. He's been having kind of a emotional night. Ever since rising from the dead after being killed by a giant spider, he's kind of been, on the lookout, whoever here knows any information about what happened and everything. But then, all of a sudden, he meets his long-lost love, Elizabeth Bathory, who's undergone some changes, I guess, but
she's a little stiff these days.
a bit wooden in personality, but still, the old passions come running back. And, well,
It's as sweet as an apple.
sweet as an apple, but as sharp as a thorn.
Skippy.
Wow.
Also may have sworn a blood oath on Quincy Claggett, but admittedly he'll probably do something to piss me off anyway, so
And that Elizabeth Bathory now in the form of Frau Apfelbaum, this mysterious power behind the Boreas Bund, one of an occult Nazi faction that's operating in Berlin.
yeah, the Nazi thing does concern me a little bit. Yeah, we'll figure it out.
I wonder why it concerns you.
After that, we have Dallas.
Hey, I'm Dallas. I'm playing Loretta Barton. She's a very fiery individual, and she's working for a sort of a secret organization from America on loan to the Nachtjägers for some things they've not tried to handle yet, I believe. And with her recent members that she's met up with, she's definitely certain there's something that they're not ready to handle yet. The abilities of these people are quite vast and powerful from what she's seen. So she thinks she's amongst the crew that can definitely handle things, and that's a good feeling. But she's used to working alone. She witnessed something she didn't think she would see in her lifetime, the resurrection of a hoped and long dead vampire. So she's kind of concerned.
Oh yes, a certain Lord Quincy Claggett.
Certain sad sack of Quincy Claggett.
Back in
Returned like he never left, except for it's, don't call it a comeback, because he's...
Going to die.
Yeah.
We are going to kill him because none of us like him as a character.
Several people have sworn oaths of vengeance on him. So he's
Some people
got it
can't
done.
rest until he
Well, we'll
dies.
see what happens. He is, unlike his nephew or his cousin, he is a survivor. So we'll see what happens there. Next
So
up,
recently.
yeah, well, we'll see. Next up, we have Nick.
Yep, I'm Nick, and once again I am playing Kurt Weiss. It's a German oracle.
There you go. You got the accent now. Yes, nailed it.
I will lose it within the
No,
first 5 minutes.
Like that. Like that.
As soon as I keep hearing
Ah,
filters.
What's going on, Kurt?
Yeah, I could.
So, all right. Anyways, so yeah, he's an oracle. He's been working with the Bund for a while, but once they started getting a little bit more into the Nazi state of mind, he started to give information to the Nachtjägers in hopes that things would change, would go back to the way they were. So.
They haven't.
But yeah, now he's kind of working as like a double agent within the Bund. Interesting position for a psychic. And then bringing back a recurring character, we have Patrick.
Hello, I am bringing back and playing Merle the Dragon. Yeah, last time he kind of realized he was a dragon and has been really reveling in it. And really just enjoying being a dragon. Like, way too much. So, here's hoping that we get to find more things he wants to steal.
And he seems there was some good dragon thievery. Last time.
Oh yeah, I have a knife. I have a SS outfit, a uniform.
Oh, yes.
The knife from given to specific SS members or people of power by Himmler, correct?
Yeah.
Himmler.
Yeah, him that.
Herr Himmler.
And then joining us again, very lucky to have him. We have Michael.
Thank you. I'm going to be playing Maximilian Koenig. He's going to be playing out of the Vampire Playbook. Did you want me to do the intro, who are you, all that stuff?
Yeah, we can kind of talk about that, but also like if you want to like kind of get into the weird or very very unique and very cool background you came up with for this character too.
All right. Well, I went with a as opposed to being sired, my character was a victim of a foul trick where he traded his soul to not die in the flood that came and the flood of biblical proportions. He was promised that he wouldn't die, and he didn't exactly look too closely at the wording. So by becoming a vampire, he did not technically die. And then he was trapped for quite some time in an undersea location that, trapped a very long time until certain events happened in the world causing him to come back into, I guess you would say, a city that fell eventually, freed him from where he was trapped, and then he decided to check out Germany in the modern world.
And you want to share like the mythical, legendary city? We can go ahead.
So he was trapped in. The way I figured it is he was trapped in a trench for quite some time until the lost city of Atlantis finally sank, and when that happened, many years later, that's when it kind of bumped him free. So he spent a little time there, along with the locals, and finally decided maybe the surface world was worth checking out again.
So we've got Atlantis. If you're wondering when Atlantis would show up, because you know it was going to.
It has now.
Now's the time, yes. I'm hoping this series, like, Atlantis, Bigfoot, we got the Mothman already.
We have the Mothman.
We gotta do them all. Men in Black, we'll get there.
The Flatwood Monster.
We'll get there.
The Jersey Devil.
I got stuff planned for the Jersey Devil.
Not really the Jersey. We have the Black
Punk
Goat.
Island.
But yeah, if it's weird, if it's like an X-Files Monster of the Week type thing, we're not playing Monsters of the Week, but I wanna have it, so we'll get there. And now we got Atlantis. Very happy to have it. So before, maybe I'll do a real quick recap of kind of what happened, and then also to go around with our opening session moves. So last time, you guys were some kind of newcomers to Berlin. I think everybody's new to the city.
Yeah.
You were enjoying yourselves for a little bit until you got captured, arrested by the SS, broken out by Ein Sof, this group of like Jewish mystics, golem makers.
Excuse me, I blew the back door of the hat shop.
You rescued yourself, Merle. And you were asked to infiltrate the Boreas Bund, this Nazi occult organization. They did this ritual on a rooftop involving sacrificing a werewolf. This werewolf, young Ignaz Ionescu, you saved the kid's life, and he went back to his jazz-loving ways, very much in your debt. But now, the ritual was able to bring back Lord Quincy Claggett.
Great.
And Piotr discovered that Frau Applebaum was manipulating this because Lord Quincy Claggett knows about the location of something called the Grail. It might not necessarily be you know, the Holy Grail, the Holy Grail
The Holy
of
Grail.
yes, the Cola Grail. She's full of that fresh Coca-Cola. Hey, you have chosen wisely. You throw back a Coke.
Snap to a Slim Jim while you're at it.
Yes. Well, it might not be that particular Grail, but it is some sort of legendary power.
I still want it.
Yeah. Well, Frau Applebaum wants it too, especially because it might have the key to returning her to something like life instead of the half tree, half vampire, half woman form that she's stuck in now.
See, she uses the Nazis to get Grail, then kills Nazis, goes back to living, everyone be happy.
Can I have the Grail?
After she uses it, I'm pretty sure we can work on some
I will
others.
absolutely take the Grail when she's done with it.
Instead of kill them off, and then she has her own army, and then she moves forward. Trust me, that's
Yeah.
It's really what would happen. Nah.
Frau Applebaum versus
I
Nazis,
wouldn't.
I'm not sure which one's worse, to be
I know
honest.
it may be hard to imagine her in that light.
Trust me. She's never lied to me before.
Oh, love has blinded
At least I
him.
think.
I'm sure she has.
So, let's go around to our opening
she's Russian,
session.
she's betrayed you.
No idea.
Maximilian,
Yes.
let's go ahead and you can take care of your vampire debts. And who do you owe and who owes you?
All right. For the debts, I have someone makes sure I get fed regularly, and I owe them 2 debts. So I went with Ilsa Ionescu and her wolf cubs as providing me with a constant area, or more like cover, so that I'm always fed.
Yeah, that makes sense. They're also in kind of the night faction with you.
As far as someone who relies on me for their fix and they owe me a debt, I was thinking Julius Stryker, as I do believe you mentioned he has particular appetites, and my club might be a place that he might be able to indulge in said appetites.
I would say so. I bet if you throw up a few cameras back there, you can go ahead and catch him in doing all sorts of kind of things.
Maybe get some more debts out of it.
Yeah.
And then as far as someone who bears responsibility for me becoming a vampire and they owe me a debt, that would have been an agent of Belial.
Very cool. The same spidery demon that's the one pulling Piotr strings.
Has his sticky fingers and everything.
Not everything.
And then as far as my intro questions here, I've been in the city for about 35 years, which is not long for a vampire, but still. And as far as my scheme that I'm invested in is, apparently I'm taking over more clubs other than the one that I already own.
And did we decide a name for the cabaret?
I was going to go with the Pearl.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Should it be Z-Pearl? But
Zipper?
Zipper Pearl.
It would be pronounced that way.
So
Well-
what's
The.
what's your character's name again?
Maximilian.
Maximilian.
Maximilian König.
Owns the Pearl.
König.
König.
König. Great. Well, we'll try our
Rolls
best.
off the tongue.
Yeah.
Exactly. All these fun German
Sounds like a
words.
dragon said it.
So, we will start, not in the Pearl, but in another cabaret, or a place known as the Mustache Lounge.
Also got to do.
Oh, yes, I totally forgot. Our opening moves.
Our intros.
You're right. We'll start with Merle. I know.
You just
I
gonna
want to jump right into that story there. We gotta.
By the
Okay.
way, one of the names that are on this thing for the dragon is Patrick.
Whoa.
So yeah, I could have gone with that one, but nope.
That would make things less
Weird.
confusing,
Yeah,
but more
weird.
confusing.
Yes, but more, yes.
I don't know if I'm talking to
gonna-
Patrick or the character Patrick.
Porque los dos. I'm gonna go with Knights. I want to try to figure out what their stake in this conflict is,
Okay.
like where they stand.
Right.
That's 5. But I level up, so I'll take that.
Very cool.
Minor victories.
Always good. Yeah, you will not quite know what they are planning. The
Yeah.
invitation to meet with the Ionescus comes out of the blue.
I'm sure it does.
How about Kurt? We can go ahead and do your psychic move as well.
Yeah. Let's start with. See if I can find out some more information about the Wild. And I cannot. Well, it's a nope, still nope, 6.
Do you level up?
Whoa.
No,
Da.
still need mortality.
Some not so great opening moves there. Go ahead for your psychic move that you can.
Foretellings.
Yeah.
Power up.
What doom and gloom do we have today?
That's a miss.
That's bad.
What's the
That's bad.
what's the result there?
Foresee the death of someone important, and you that important to me, and take -1 to all rolls to prevent it.
Oh boy. Okay.
Somebody's
The person
gonna
who's dead, you
die.
see, his name is Eric Hanussen.
Okay.
Well, that guy's dead.
Yeah.
We can't do shit to save him. I'll tell you
He'll
that.
be. Yeah.
We done fucked up.
He will be introduced a little bit later. Eric, Hanussen. A Danish name, if that helps the spelling at all. But spell it however you want to. I know, those Danish names spell so strange. Next up.
Alright, so
Loretta.
Loretta's going to check in with the Nachtjägers, with the High Huntsman, and be like, okay, you brought me here, and, I just saw a vampire get resurrected. I thought he was long dead. Do you know of any of this, and what do you plan on doing? Because you gotta do something.
Alright, go for it.
7.
Not all bad so
Our
far.
first success.
Squeeze by. Thank you.
Ooh.
1 immortality.
Okay, you can, maybe you can owe an extra debt. And to, how about Hans Schmidt?
On Schmidt.
Yeah, he's sort of the point man. The, kind of the, he's the enforcer for the Nachtjägers, yeah.
Okay. Right.
So you can ask him for help, provide some armament, some like fire support.
What is the most normal name?
Yeah, well, it's not his real name.
Do we trade? That's right, I owe him.
You owe each other,
Oh,
so you can both kind of call each other for help if need
Gotcha,
be.
gotcha.
How about Piotr?
Going to roll with Wild and try and contact Einsof. Saying as I know Elizabeth's gonna kill the Nazis eventually. I just know it in my soul.
Do you though?
I really don't know.
Peter host.
I know, love makes men do stupid things, so.
Among
I'm
other
going to
things.
contact Einsof and see if they have any information on what I'm looking for. This Stefan Leroy.
Okay.
Rolling Wild. And that's an 11.
Whoa.
And a level up.
Ooh, okay. They can't quite give you Stefan Leroy his whereabouts. They discover this, that he's somewhere in Europe. He's on the continent, maybe he's like rolling those dice over in Monte Carlo, or like summering in the Riviera, some like place where some cool, expensive, rich vacation type stuff. But not quite sure where he is. But they will give you, at some point, if you'd like, if you need help, you can call on Dizzy Izzy, this Dybbuk, who's a spirit that can possess people, or, I guess it's a golem or mannequin or statue in the shape of a person, he could possess that. He maybe could possess vehicles. I'd probably have to make you roll to do it, or like the power in a house. Do like poltergeist stuff. That's not his forte, but he possesses people. So if you ask him to do it, he'll probably try and possess somebody for you. It could be useful at some point.
Very useful convert to have.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, also found out.
The wear-match.
Remember that
The
debt
wear-match
we had?
back.
Someone tried to find justice for my murder, but failed to lay my soul to rest. Found someone that fit. I think Dallas said it all right. Svetlana. She was actually there during the Russian campaign.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe they made friends, and it's like, I wonder what happened to Piotr. Nobody knows.
Poor Piotr. But yeah, I will make sure. And she actually is kind of helping out the Nachtjägers a little bit on behalf. She's moved up in the world and is now like kind of helping to run Ordo Sanguis, the big vampire organization that controls England and much of Western Europe. Some fame and fortune at last.
Alright.
So, let's move ahead a little bit. All of you guys, after rescuing Ignaz Ionescu, you receive an invitation to the Mustache Lounge,
We go.
one of the premier cabarets, saloons in Berlin. You guys arrive here, and you're actually maybe I should ask. And you guys featuring some facial hair?
Probably for me at least a bit.
Hell
Kind
no.
of a little bit. Longer,
Yeah, not Loretta.
a little bit longer stubble. I mean, I'm a Texan. What do you expect?
All right, so 5
I've not had a chance to
o'clock.
shave in a couple of days.
Of course, you come from Russia, you must have big bushy beard. Otherwise, how are you gonna survive cold?
Or a huge mustache.
Or a huge
Cannot
mustache.
forget the huge mustache.
You got a cool beard. How about
Just coming from the choices of German mustaches, I'm gonna go with no.
All right, well,
really
look.
cool handle mustache.
Yeah, in fact, I would say all these great. Oh, also, Kurt, are you rocking a stash or no? Or is he
I guess
clean
he's
shaven?
the
You think?
goatee.
No,
The
he's,
goatee.
The Van Dyke
no,
from,
he's actually full
would that
beard.
be a German?
Full
Oh,
beard.
okay. Maybe like just a neat, yeah, kind of like a Sigmund Freud
I think
style.
his
or-
foretelling
mathematics
sort of make it harder for him to really concentrate on.
Oh, that makes
Shaving.
sense. You just there's no time for it. I can see that. Well, within this place, pretty much everybody's got a mustache or a beard. It's like almost a weird requirement. Like,
Do we get fake mustaches for those who can't grow them?
what's that?
Do we get fake mustaches for those who can't grow them?
Yeah, they might offer Loretta a little one she can kind of plaster on if you want.
Oh. It's alright, comrade. Everyone's doing it. Male or female.
It's the mustache club. I mean, we have to all be wearing mustaches.
Yeah, and the mustache lounge, a great all
The
kinds of
men
mustaches.
wear the
are displayed.
mustaches,
I'll
children
ask
wear
you a question.
mustaches, women wear
Is that
mustaches.
the style for
I'm not
the
saying
Germans
women
of this time?
I mean, not
Same.
really. Some people have mustaches, but like the mustache.
Do the more expensive people typically, or the people who are rich, they typically have mustaches?
I mean, I don't know if the mustache is really
Anybody
like
really
in
does.
style. It's not in style or out of style in particular.
All right.
There's plenty of clean-shaven people, so it's not. But like, the Mustache Lounge is known for its patrons love their mustaches. It's kind of like a fun theme bar. Whatever mustaches welcome or beards, all kinds
Facial
of
hair in
facials.
general.
You got yourself a Kaiser Bill or like a fun handlebar thing.
Draw the
Bigger the
mustache on the
better.
finger.
Awesome. It's also like all men. Like Loretta is the only woman in there, so you can kind of imagine what sort of establishment this is. This is a real place, by the way. The Mustache
All
Lounge.
milk
Kicking
cabaret.
cigars or
Yes. There is actually another woman, so stands out. Another non-mustache individual. It is Ilsa Ionescu. She's next to Ignaz, who's put on a little fake mustache. Kind of a nice, like, pencil mustache thing. Maybe he just drew it on the way here. And she, like, beckons you over to her table. And you, Maximilian, are seated there with her.
I'll be telling. I'm sorry, I forgot his name already.
Ignaz?
Ignaz, that he is not drawing that mustache on me. He will not take it. No, find somebody else.
Mustaches are swell!
Put
Cap
the-
Calloway's got a mustache.
Put the mustache on him. Do it. I'll hold him.
You don't want to look like Cap Calloway?
I am quite alright.
Aw. Alright.
It's a shame. Honestly, it's a shame.
These are my pals here. They saved my life. Come on, join us.
Pals is a strong word.
Well,
We saved your laugh once.
come on, you guys saved my hide.
Doesn't mean we can't be friends later.
It's true.
You do
We can
all
definitely
right.
be friends. I'm just saying. It's, at this point, this junction.
acquaintances.
Saviors. Masters, maybe. No, not that. Saviors.
Ilsa's got like very short hair, and she's wearing like a mink over an expensive dress. Smoking like a cigarette with a big cigarette holder, and she's kind of looking you guys over a little. She's a bit more suspicious than her brother. She's like, "You saved my baby brother. He's I guess, I mean the runt of the litter. Don't want to be too harsh. I'm sorry, Ignaz. So he needs looking after, and you guys did that. So I thank you."
Oh, but you're welcome.
Well, I do appreciate it. And I understand you're interested in the doings of the Bund.
Amongst other things, yes.
Well, so am I. And so is my friend Maximilian here.
Well, I'm more interested in the club that they were operating out of.
Oh, yes. Well, if you want the assistance of the Wolf Cubs, and if you want to keep seeing our Germany retain what's little freedom it has left, whatever the Bund is up to has to be investigated and maybe stopped. That's why I invited you here. I want to tell you about an opportunity for you to maybe either thwart the Bund's plans or continue to watch them unfold and maybe wait for the right moment to strike.
I must say that's going to be difficult after what I just saw.
Well, you may have to keep your temper in check, Fraulein Loretta, because tonight you're going to be in the company of all sorts of monsters.
Oh, that's
Do you mean like literally or like
I would
figurative?
say
Or
in
like-
all senses of the word.
Oh, okay, I mean like, are we talking about like werewolves and stuff like that monsters, or monsters as in awful human beings?
More the latter, because I don't think any werewolves will attend, but there may indeed be some supernatural monsters who show up as well. One never knows with these sorts of affairs.
There always is. I mean, we show up. We're supernatural. So,
Debatable.
I mean, you're like a dragon. This is out of character. She's not saying this, but you are literally a dragon. You're like
Excuse me,
debatable.
excuse me, I'm a deity.
Okay.
I used to be worshipped.
She kind of leans closer to you, Maximilian, and she's like, if you want to keep the Pearl running and make sure things stay safe for our kind here, I'd like you to go with these four Ostlanders, these Outlanders.
I'm not much of an outlander.
Hey, aren't you German?
Well, oh, you're right. These three Outlanders and our psychic friend here, and make sure they don't get into too much trouble.
Berlin's the capital.
Oh, well, I'm sure if nothing else, it will be entertaining.
I immediately put my arm around this individual like, it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I do like your vest.
Thank you. It is a nice purple color. Actually, kind of looks a bit like alligator skin until you up close and you realize it's more scaly.
Very stylish.
Very stylish. Bolo
I
tie
try
and
to
everything.
stick with either red or blue, but purple suits.
It's actually kind of more of an indigo, but that's neither here nor there.
makes sense. Makes sense.
So Ilsa says, tonight there's going to be a ball at Mr. Eric Hanussen's Palace of the Occult.
Do we have to wear mustaches?
You okay there, Kurt?
Mustaches are optional.
Let's-
Mustaches are optional. Is it a fancy dress party?
Very fancy.
Cool. Can I go like this? And I'm wearing currently what looks to be like the most stereotypical cowboy thing you've ever seen.
You have
White
the cowboy
fresh.
tie?
I have the bolo tie. I have boots on.
Usually I would say no, but we Germans love our cowboy stories.
That's very valid. I've had nothing but great luck while I'm here, if you know what I mean.
Our old Shatterhand, Karl May, that kind of thing. So if you go dressed up as the American cowboy, it'll be très chic.
Good thing I'm an American cowboy.
You'll fit right in.
Technically, or Baron's son, but they don't have to know that.
Okay. There will also be in attendance, and this is who the guest of honor, Aleister Crowley,
Oh,
has arrived from England.
Mr. Crowley.
The great beast himself, the wickedest man in the world. Have any of you heard about
Can I
Aleister Crowley?
put a face to a name?
Yeah, I think people could roll for this.
What faction is he?
I would say wild. Let's go with wild.
Wild.
Just
Oh my god! I rolled natural. I rolled the lowest I could roll,
I'm rolling.
which is still a 4.
You know nothing
13.
about him. Okay, you know a lot. Maybe you even met a few Bund get-togethers.
6.
Okay, so you haven't quite heard about him. Maximilian, think you've met before?
Wild is a 9 for me. So.
All right, so you only haven't met, but you've definitely moved
Heard
in the
of
same
him.
Dice are
circles.
killing me.
Yeah.
Just
So he is
Who's that, Mr. Crowley?
So Crowley, aka the Great Beast, is a notorious occultist, sex magician. He's into mountain climbing, psychic visions. He loves long something on the beach.
I love Crowley so
10-point
much.
type.
Real life Crowley stories are great. He's such a weird person.
Yeah, very weird.
Style.
He has style.
He does everything with style.
He's a participant in a whole bunch of weird occult organizations. He's founded quite a few of them in his time, and he's just left like a big trail of scandal over several continents.
He's definitely left a trail of something.
Yeah. And now he's in Berlin.
Nice.
So
Would that be Nephilim?
Ilsa says why he's here, I'm not entirely sure. He says that he might want to try and convert the Fuhrer to his particular blend of mysticism, try and turn Hitler into an adherent. Though of course, the only thing the Fuhrer is an adherent of is himself, so I think it's a fool's errand. But maybe he's just here to take in the sights. The important thing is that my sources tell me the Bund wants what he has. So they're going to make sure they're in attendance as well. Along with anybody who is anybody in the Berlin occult
They want
world.
STDs.
You'll have to find out.
That's something I thought they already have.
You know there was a lot of syphilis going around.
Oh, yeah.
That was, alright, well.
That's Crowley we're talking about.
She says, now they won't let me or Ignatz over here through the door. Ignatz he gets the dance floor and doing some like jitterbugging over there. For obvious reasons, we're sort of persona non grata. But, Kurt, you're already a member of the Bund.
Set these through.
And I can get, with the invitations I have, the rest of you can gain admittance as well.
I mean, I can dress up like an SS officer.
That could help.
Out of my accent might betray me, but
Just a beat.
just a bit, yeah.
So, I'd like you to infiltrate this ball, find out what the Bund wants with Crowley, and either stop them, or make sure that they get what they want, and stay, and and keep yourselves infiltrated, so they don't suspect that you know that you're ready to stop them. I leave it up to your judgment. But there's two things you should worry about. First of all, because it's a cult, and because it's in Berlin, the SS Witch Division is sure to send someone.
Great.
Secondly, I wonder if any of you have heard rumors of the Scissor Man.
I don't.
I would like to. Would that fall under? What
Yeah,
would
so
that
put a
fall
face
under?
to a name. Maybe somebody could.
And what would that fall under?
He's under mortality.
Yeah, I'm not rolling that. I got a -2 mortality.
Thumb.
It's an 8.
Right?
But I did not love.
Okay, well that's
Yeah,
good.
congratulations.
Yeah, the Scissor Man. Yes.
The
is
skizzer.
a-
If it'll allow, I'll do
Oh
the
yeah,
face
go
name
for it.
as well.
Yes, mortality.
Mortality, that's a 6.
You have not quite. Maybe
Man
you
with
just-
scissors, apparently.
Maybe you, yeah.
The
or-
Scissor Man.
So the Scissor Man. I mean, you might have heard the rhyme from like Strulpeter, which is like those collection of those fun time cautionary German tales, or Shockheaded Peter, I think is the English translation.
Yeah.
But yeah. Scissor Man is like one of those where it's like, don't suck your thumb, or the Scissor Man's gonna come cut that thumb off.
Some weird stuff from Stuhl.
I know, very German, very
Fun
brutal.
stuff to translate.
Yeah, very brutal cautionary fairy tales.
It's German stuff.
But this is the nickname the press has given a notorious serial killer who has been spotted all throughout Germany. Given the name because he cuts off some of the thumbs of his victims.
Yikes.
And that's kind of the only commonality between
I like
these
my
the
thumbs.
butcheries.
Let's keep them.
Exactly.
Keeping them in. Like
Well,
this.
she says,
It's easy
I've
to
kept
cut.
my ear to the ground, and there is something
There's more than just a thumb.
inhuman about this fiend.
Inhuman, you say?
It doesn't matter, psychopaths or anything.
He may very well make an appearance at this party. Be ready. Don't lose your thumbs.
I might gotta say that.
Just a
It's like jinxing. Like, where's the? We're sitting at a wooden table.
Just a word of warning. Yes, knock on wood.
It's alright. If I lose thumb, I can always find it again. Else it just grows back.
Lucky you, I don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
That is not a power
The
that many
only
of us
way
share.
for me to get new thumbs is to die.
Oh, that does sound serious, comrade.
Yeah, I don't grow them back.
Well, technically you do if you die and then you come back.
That's a different body.
So,
Very interesting.
Oh yeah, by the way, full disclosure. Actually, I'll wait until we're away from the table to include him on this one.
yeah, I'll see you guys kind of head off after this.
So full disclosure, Maximilian, was it?
Yes.
I'm a dragon.
It's
Can't
true.
say I've met a dragon before.
Not many of us. There's like I think 5, including me. I don't know where they are. I've been on this. I've been living for a long time. I have not found them yet. Don't know how. You'd think, have lived as many lives as I have, you'd eventually find one. But I do have lots and lots of enemies. Specifically, one group that goes back to the very beginning. Those that cursed me into the 4 Mile Men. So yeah, most likely gonna find me and try to kill me. So they all know.
So keep an eye out.
And run when the bullets start going, because that's pretty much what I do.
The Ordo Draconis.
So yep, I'm marking corruption because I
Yeah, you
passed
told
on
the
the
truth.
yep
So,
passed on the true cost of my misdeeds.
So would that count as a moment of intimacy? I guess.
If you'd
Where
like to.
if you're telling me a secret about yourself,
Sure, if you want to go with that.
well, then I would either tell you a secret about myself or owe you a debt. Apparently.
Okay. Which one do you want to do?
Well, I'll turn to him and say, well, full disclosure, I've been alive quite a long time myself.
Really?
I'm just not from around here.
Neither am I. I'm not exactly sure where I'm from. The continents have moved, but
Yes, the continents pretty much fell on my head.
interesting. So, as part of my intimacy move, I want you to affirm something beautiful about my draconic nature. I mean, like, being a dragon is a lot of fun. I when I was an actual dragon, to burn things, I had horde and stuff like that, and I'm still trying to gather my horde. I lost a lot of stuff after my last death, but you know, I'm working on it.
Well, I can see that the sense of style has not gone out
Thank you.
with however many times you've lived and died.
Okay.
Can't say I've ever died.
It's not fun.
that was the...
It's not
Not
fun.
fun at all. Not fun.
So yeah. So I think that you might have information on one of the whereabouts of my brood. That's part of my intimacy move. Is that I think he has crucial information regarding
It
my
might
brood.
be. I mean, you guys are definitely the most long-lived of the group
Who
here.
knows? Maybe one's living in Atlantis. I don't know.
That's quite
The Dragons of Atlantis.
Atlantis.
So, guess about an hour before you gotta go to the Palace of the Occult for the ball in the evening. Is there any preparations you guys want to do before you head over there?
Oh yeah, stuff as many weapons in my dress as possible.
All right, Loretta, you have you've loaded up. What kind of outfit do you think you're?
Nice, slightly one that goes out just a little bit, so I can
You're welcome.
keep the whip and the handgun there. Shotgun, no way, I'm not getting that in.
But I would say a whip and a handgun are pretty hideable, concealable. What about Piotr?
Try and find change of clothes. I'm still wearing the uniform, military uniform of when I died. It might not flow so well in Germany.
You just like grab
I'm trying to
some,
think as hard.
buy some like cheap back alley rags you're throwing on here, and
It's something presentable at party.
all right. So you just swing by a nice department store.
But the problem is I have no money.
Well, if it's clothes you're looking for, I will more than happily. I'm sure I can whip up something in your size.
It's no problem, comrade. I can find this myself. Just need to do ulterior motives. Excuse me for 1 second, and he disappears. Should I roll, like, let it out, maybe? See if I can, perhaps procure myself some clothes from the store.
I feel like that would be more.
Hit the streets.
Yeah, I don't you hit the streets. Let's do with mortality. We're just gonna you rob a mannequin. Just like,
Oh, that's not good. That's a 3.
all right. Guess what? You're going to your Russian army uniform. You try to shove a rock through a department store window. It just bounces off, and then the shopkeeper runs out and chases you away. So
Cheese it!
I want to find Ignatz to get his advice on what to wear to this event. I want something flashy. I want something that yells cowboy. And it's also indigo or purple.
Okay, yeah, hit the streets.
7.
He's like, let me check my closet, see what I come up with. I think I got some nice glad rags, a good drape for you in the old wardrobe, man.
Excellent.
All right, Daddy-O. So you're wearing like this crazy purple zoot suit with like a big huge hat
with my vest
giant,
underneath it.
Yeah, and like it is purple. You look like a big box. It's very The Mask. And what about Kurt? And then we'll check on Maximilian.
I think I will.
Any preparations you're making for the ball?
On the sides. There's a part of me that wants to see if I can do some better interpretations of my earlier foretellings.
All right, it's not too hard to get information about Hanusin or to find like pamphlets or books related to him.
Well, it was more of maybe seeing if I can like go back into the vision and.
Oh, okay, I like that.
So, with the -1. Woo!
Okay, so it's like a let it out.
Ooh, hello. So let it out of spirit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks.
Extend your senses. What do we get there?
Surprisingly, with the -1, a 12.
Wow, that's crazy. All right.
11 on the dice.
11
So-
on the dice. Plus 2 to spirit.
Nice roll. Nice roll.
Here's what you discover about Hanusin. He's sort of like he's like you. He's a psychic as well as but he's also a hypnotist, a mesmerist. And he's known for foretelling world events as well as having these crazy hypnotism parties where he like mesmerizes people to do all kinds of crazy things. Maybe some R-rated things or X-rated, if you know what I mean. Especially when they're private shindigs out in his yacht. And he's been kind of lording over stuff in the Palace of the Occult. He predicted the Reichstag fire and predicted Hitler's rise to power. So there may indeed be some occult. Yes, there probably is some like magical element to this guy. You also learn from your psychic visionings, Eric Hanusin, that's not his real name. Yeah, and he's about as Danish as... I'm trying to think of a fun thing that's not Danish. He's about as Danish as a cheese Danish. Or no, the only thing Danish about him is that he loves to eat a cheese Danish. Alright. Merle's all set up. Maximilian, how are you going to the ball?
For this, I just want to clarify with Ilsa that I am going to be honoring a debt by her telling me to go with this. I mean, I know she says it's for my own good, but at the same time, I owe her, and I could get some payback.
Yeah,
So-
she's like, yeah, I mean, this is like, she probably like fronted you the money to open up the pearl, so...
Okay. But if I'm honoring the debt, then I'll be able to mark off, I'm assuming she's knight.
Yeah.
So then that'll do good for
Okay.
me.
That's true, you're kind of, honoring that obligation. Alright, so
I'll tell her I'll do my best.
we'll cuddle head a little bit. You guys all arrive at the Palace of the Occult. You kind of come in together, show your invitations. It's this giant Art Deco building in a pretty fashionable area of Berlin. It's night right now. The whole city has got that neon glow to it. All kinds of fancy limousines, a lot of them with swastika flags on the hood, are pulling up, letting out their guests. Everybody's coming inside and having fun inside this crazy swirl of an Art Deco building. There's lots of weird cults, pictures, images, and posters of Hanusin. This like intense, he's got like a neat mustache, intense psychic-looking guy, with his fingers on his head, watching you from all these portraits and posters of his various exhibitions. They got full catering, a little band going on. Everyone's mingling around and chatting.
What's the security like here? Is this place? Can I check that out? Because
Yeah,
That's
why
the only thing I would have done for
don't you...
preparing was when I got here, then I would see how tight it is or how loose this is for a ball.
Why don't you roll a let it out to kind of like,
Interesting.
yeah, like survey
Not my strong
and see, check out the,
Nope, not my strong suit at all.
how do we do there? 4, okay. You can't tell too much, I mean, but security seems like non-existent almost. It's a little odd, but this is not like an official like party event, so maybe that's why. Oh, there is another thing. As you guys are all going in, everybody puts on these domino masks.
Well, that I can do.
Excellent.
Now, I know I've just met everyone, but does Kurt seem a little bit on edge as opposed to everybody else, or
We bit.
just a wee
Yeah,
bit?
I think he might, given his
the way it
vision.
is.
And
Yeah.
What this
as we're all putting on our domino masks and everything, I'll come up to him and pull out a flask and say, "Would you like some calm the nerves, just slightly?" I've always found that good whiskey always calms nerves.
It is. Thank you, my friend. It is much appreciated.
Either that or rum.
I'll take the whiskey, but is there? I do not mean to be rude, but is there any reason why you are coming up to me?
You just seem, some people seem a little bit more agitated than others, some more outgoing, but you just seem a little off.
I usually look like that. It is a very interesting state of mind to be able to see the future. It is taxing, I would say. I may have seen a grim foretelling of one that is here. Our fine, is Eric the host of this party, or is
Yeah, this is like his house. He owns the Palace of the Occult.
I may have seen the death of one of our good host.
Well,
So,
he takes a sip of his own. That would be enough to shake anyone.
not the first time that I've seen such things.
Well, if there's anything I can do, you let me know. We'll
Thank
handle this together. And for that, I was going for a moment of intimacy where I get something from him, but I'm not sharing a secret in return, in which case I owe you a debt.
Sure.
Ah, okay.
Okay. If
There was no
that's
ulterior motive for the drink other than
Yeah, no.
just
I mean,
opening
if
it up.
it's, I would say that it's sort of also an interesting moment for me.
Yeah,
which
kind of
means,
revealing.
I gain a specific and clear vision about that person's future. You can ask up to 3 questions on that vision, mark corruption for each. So, I don't know what that vision would be
Interesting. You want to have
So
that
you see a vision of
now,
my
or do you
future?
want to?
of your
Oh,
future.
nice.
You want to hold off on that till a later time, till we kind of.
I don't know. I mean, if
you
you
get to
have
know
an
a little bit
idea,
better.
I would.
I mind you come back to that a little
Sure.
bit. Mind to mull it over.
Yeah.
So I'm still kind of thinking of how exactly Maximilian's fortunes will play into the story here.
All right.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. So as you guys are heading around the main lobby area, you can see Aleister Crowley himself is certainly the center of attention. He's wearing like just this dark robes with like a weird occult medallion with one of his crazy symbols on it. He's just kind of like this pudgy, balding English fellow, but nonetheless, he's got that charisma about him. So, and he's just holding court on like weird occult secrets. And he has this book that he's like holding very close to him as he's talking.
Can I scan the crowd around him to see if I recognize anybody familiar from the Bund meeting the other night?
Yeah. Why don't you roll? Maybe let it out to extend your
For
senses.
you and that.
Oh, cool.
It's like a roll perception kind of thing.
Mortality.
Yeah, it's a little different, but how we do there?
6, unless someone wants to help me out rolling these 6.
I can help.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
That's So someone wants to help me, and they need to roll plus wild. I'm trying
+1.
to let it out.
It's up to you if you want to do it. I mean, I
You're
was
just sort of scanning it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I'll try and get it in. Alright. 7, 9.
Alright.
Awesome.
That works.
I succeed with a 7, kind of.
Partial success.
So I'm going to extend my sense of supernatural or otherwise, and then mark corruption.
All right. You see, there are quite a few Bund people here. Wolf Wrath is here with his beard.
Oh,
Speaking
Riffraff
of
is
facial
here.
hair. Riffraff, yeah.
Riffraff and Shrieker.
Yes. Striker is there.
Streaker.
Streaker is there. Quite a few other Bund people that you met that other night.
Ah, he's recovered from gunshot.
Yeah, he's got like his arm. Wrath was the one you shot. He has like his arm in a sling.
So you shot him.
Looking very much worse for wear.
It's good.
Poor guy.
You
I
also
would say poor
see
guy.
Frau Applebaum and Lord Quincy Claggett are here as well. Yeah.
Why is he always there with her? Wait, no, she told me when she's there with him. Okay, he's good. He's good.
Why is he always there with her?
Oh, didn't I tell you
You
from
didn't.
last night?
He didn't.
Probably should, but probably shouldn't do so around her. I'm not exactly sure I should tell her secrets, you know.
That she's some, just kind of guessing, some immortal being of ill
got it.
repute. Ill repute. If
No.
she's hanging around with the Bund.
No, his previous lover of mine.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hold on.
Okay.
How long ago did you die? I felt like it was a long time ago.
20 years ago.
Well,
I
it's not
died
that
in
long.
World War I.
Okay.
I sat that one out.
That explains a lot.
I was dead. I wasn't dead. I was a kid, but still. I was just
It's a very
born.
interesting
I was just born at that time.
Yeah, we got some weird age things going on with a lot of these
I mean,
characters.
I'm 21 at the moment. Well, at least this physical body of me is.
Bro, I'm going to try and tell them, but also don't want
It's
Elizabeth
what I've
to
done.
find out. Because I always assume Elizabeth is in on this already, so therefore she'd be okay with me telling my comrades.
Yes, tell your comrades. That is the best thing to do.
Would there be something I would need to roll just for the moral quandary of it all?
Keep your cool.
Keep your cool. That seems right.
He's not going to keep us cool. Oh no!
First die is not.
First die is bad.
Let's reroll this one.
How's that one?
Wait, what's that? 5?
What's that?
It's
I
a
thought it was
3.
3.
It was a 3.
Yeah.
So, either way.
So you don't keep your cool.
Yeah, let's see.
I think in this case,
It's a 6.
Let's
So
see
somebody
what's
lend a
going on.
help me.
I think you might want to get in the way because they want the truth. So I think you're gonna. I think you can't. You realize that you got to spill the beans. These are your friends.
Yeah, I do have to tell you.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder and I'm going to use the new move, Skin the Surface.
No.
That's what to tell us anyways. Wow.
How'd you do there?
Somebody's rolling well.
I get to ask 3 questions.
Okay, you can ask him these questions about like what he knows.
Um,
So you're like maybe it's kind of both things. Like you're telling them, and then he's like, wait, hold on, and then he knows for certain that what you're telling is the truth.
I'm sort of like,
What? You
being
not
like,
trust me?
you can trust me, and it is okay. And as I'm doing that, so let's see. Ooh, well, let's start with what is your character thinking about right now?
It's thinking about, was my relationship with Elizabeth what I really thought it was? Or was she just, manipulating me? Because mortal and vampire relationships are toxic anyways. I know this. I knew that going in. It's just, did it happen to me?
Okay. Why are you keeping secrets?
Why am I keeping secrets? My friend, if you have ever met the right woman, you know that you would do anything for
All
her.
right. All right.
Even if you know it's not good.
All right. This one is the interesting one. What is your character's hidden pain?
Hidden pain?
He just wants to be loved.
Yeah, I mean it could.
These are very interesting questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
To
know. These
figure
are
out
cool.
Not the splinter.
what I'm doing is really justice for my own death, for things that Nazis are doing to innocent people, or really vengeance, just lashing out of the world? What do you think, Conrad?
I will say everything will work out in the end, and if you truly feel the way that you do for Herr Applebaum, it's
She could be a hair, we don't know.
who knows. If she feels the same way, she will honor your relationship.
That's good, that's good. Would you say that's justice? I'm gonna say that's justice. My intimacy move.
Oh, okay.
When you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, with another person, ask them if you should be an agent of justice or vengeance. If they say justice, which pretty much fits that,
Yeah, let's do
ask them how I can relieve the burdens you carry,
Ooh.
and I'll take +1 ongoing actions toward that end.
So I would say, to help me relieve some of the burden, I would keep an eye on our good host. I have seen grave scenes from him.
So protect Hanusen.
I will try, Conrad. And to that end, she is after Grail. Holy Grail, I assume. That is why she wants Quincy Claggett here around here. He knows the
Yeah, that's
way.
the wrong kind of party music you were.
I mean,
too modern.
we don't know about that.
I would like
This is Crowley we're talking about. He's into some weird stuff.
Oh yeah, he was into EDM like 50 years before it was actually
Yes.
Before there
It was.
You should have seen what he could do with the glow stick. So we're gonna do kind of some individual scenes. There's a few guests in this party seek you guys out.
Okay.
And Piotr, you were of course approached by, speak of the devil, Frau Applebaum, Elizabeth Bathory herself.
Not
I say nothing. None of you say nothing.
Was that full conversation just between you two, or was that between everyone?
He was kind of. They weren't really hiding it. Is that
No,
okay?
no, okay, no.
Cool. Good to know.
I did
Just to get a
Some
pick up
value
on
of
some
information.
Well, I think the questions that I asked were definitely part of the skin and surface, so you probably don't know about the answers to the questions, but what I said afterwards and after that, yeah.
We meld minds.
Right?
Yes,
Yeah, so we would know
I was
that.
skimming the surface of his memory, of his surface thoughts.
So we know that you can give good relationship advice.
Great relationship.
That's all we got out of that, right?
Great
That's what we got out of it.
advice.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, cool.
Frau Applebaum,
Nice to know.
she draws you aside.
That's what I'm-
She's like, Piotr, my beloved, come over here.
Of course, my lady.
Wearing the old uniform. It's a bold choice.
It's only clothes I could find in my size.
Oh.
I offered.
And you could have asked Ignatius. I'm wearing the purple zoot suit. Like, you could have gotten this.
I'm rather glad you didn't.
It's not my color. Maybe next time.
I mean, purple's everybody's color.
She's got like a huge like open collar with like peacock feathers and yeah, she's got a pretty crazy looking outfit.
Pounds of makeup to hide the fact she's made
well,
of wood.
I would say like a big old veil is keeping that over. It's like keep that hidden. So she points over to Crowley and she's like, "And what do you think of our the guest of honor?"
He's eccentric, I would say.
That's one word for it. I would say he's like a little child in a candy store who's just stuffing his face. You see that book he
Yeah,
Sounds
has?
about right.
Yes, been eyeing booked ever since coming here.
She's actually like, she's trying to put you away. She's like, actually, she makes a point of saying like, this is Piotr, your friends. I don't want them listening. This is for,
We will take our leave then.
thank you.
Oh, I thought we were getting to the good part. Okay. Bye.
Offer my elbow. A lady should not remain unescorted.
Oh, I love Loretta. Loretta, are you gonna try and like eavesdrop on this? Or?
On this?
Yeah.
No, I thought we were all doing individual things.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
You
Well,
can
she was
try.
pulling him away, so.
Oh, no, no.
Okay.
Shut down.
Hey, it says seductive, all right?
You know, honestly,
my-
Yes, but I know what you are.
I may be immune to fire,
I don't know that.
but that burn would have hurt.
Oh.
So she says that book he has, it's vital to finding the grail. It's an old collection of runes. Mr. Crowley has been, because he's involved himself in so many secret societies, some of those have included studying runic alphabets. And that will help retrace some of the documents that our good Lord Quincy has helped me dig up. All of those could point to the grail. So, what I need from you, and if you can get your little pawns to play a part as well, that could be
Pawns?
useful. Well, what else are they, really?
They
They're not
are,
like us, are they?
well, one of them is almost exactly like
Bishop of
you.
Night.
Oh God.
Oh, I assure you, there is no one like me.
Of that I intend to agree. But Elizabeth, I must ask, this grail, this book, working with the Nazis, what is all of this for?
She gets a little more intense than that. She's like, rebirth, resurrection for both of us. I don't have to be trapped in this apple tree that mad forest spirit put me in, and that I can start getting the revenge on that peasant and all the others who have wronged me. I can recapture the youth that was stolen from me all those years ago. And for you, you could have life again, Piotr. Isn't that worth anything?
She does have a debt on me, so she can call me out on that.
Okay, I think she will. She's like, I want you to help me and the Bund get that book from Crowley.
And there's the Bund. I'm going to try and resist the debt.
Oh, okay.
That is what? Heart? Heart.
These are rare.
Yeah. 10.
Nice.
All right, so you can like kind of lie to her and sort of say you will, but not really, or you
Would
can
she
just
be
tell her.
power?
I think you only get it for
She's-
honoring or cashing in the debt.
Yeah,
not
I would say
refusing.
she's technically power.
Yeah, honor.
Ah, cash in.
Okay.
Okay. Damn.
I know.
Oh well.
I think we're all just looking at that too.
So are you saying to her face that you will not do this for her?
No, I see. I believe in you, Elizabeth. I believe that you are a good person. And that at the end of this, we'll all come to a good deal.
All right, thank you. And she gives you like a quick, a real quick embrace and kind of moves on. I just want to say, Generation Shadow does not endorse the idea that Elizabeth Bathory was a good person. She was a bad
No,
person.
she
who
was
did
a very
horrible
bad
things.
person.
Yeah.
Terrible human
She
being.
was a very bad person.
Yeah.
She died a very painful way in our
Which makes this relationship totally fucked up.
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
okay, we're in Nazi Germany. What about this isn't just totally effed up?
I think
Yeah.
so. Especially as we see who's approaching Loretta. This is someone who you haven't met before. The uniform he's wearing, he's wearing like a very neatly pressed black leather trench coat over like black suit with a white tie. He's got kind of like a blandly handsome face with like smooth blonde hair and some old like dueling scar that you picked up at a college somewhere probably.
Okay.
And he just kind of sidles over in front of you,
Alright.
and he's like, tell me, are you as bored by that English buffoon's blathering as I am?
Oh, I can't say that I would care to listen to his dribble all night long. What is your name?
Franz Trapp. A criminal rat, to use my
we're
official,
going
or
there, huh?
detective, to use my official title.
Franz Trapp?
It's a trap.
I know, I was like, no for telling there.
Yeah. We'll just wait till what he says next.
So what is it that you find more entertaining, Mr. Trapp?
Oh, I do my best to make my work my source of pleasure. I'm with, well, it's rather something of a story. I'm with the Gestapo by way of the SS, by way of the Witch Division, as it was recently formed under, by Himmler himself, currently working for Heydrich.
Oh, are you now?
Yes.
What kind of line of work is that?
Well, there's some dreary elements to it. Naturally, everyone assumes that those in the high command especially enjoy these little occult gatherings, all these these midnight rituals, these worshiping the old Norse gods and so on. And they are very good entertainment. But if astrologers or cult leaders or priests start demanding loyalty for themselves instead of to the Fuhrer, then they must go, and that is where the Witch Division comes in.
Ooh, so you sound like you do some important work.
I think we might be in the same line of work. We both manage the occult, we control it, and when it becomes uncontrollable, we destroy it.
Oh, so are you saying that you have some people that are not doing what they're supposed to?
They might. And your order, not the one that you served in America, what happened in that country doesn't really interest me, but the Nachtjägers, they might need our assistance, from what I understand.
Oh, do tell.
Yes, I of course grew up hearing stories about them, those bold heroes who battled werewolves in the woods and so on during the 30 Years' War, but come now, you've only been here a little bit and you can already see that their time has passed.
Well, I must say you are well informed, Mr. Trapp. But sometimes those who are around have the ability to do so and will last quite some time. Survival techniques, don't doubt them.
Oh, don't take it the wrong way. The Nachtjägers have a glorious tradition, and of course, above all things, we love tradition. But they have a part to play. However, if they are to truly survive and succeed, they must embrace National Socialism in all of its forms and ways. So I have something of an offer. You can perhaps put it to your... In fact, let me ask you, how do you think the High Huntsman would respond? Will the Nachtjägers play their part? Will they swear loyalty, find a part for themselves in the new Germany? Or will they just remain a little, an interesting footnote in the history books of the 1,000-Year Reich?
Well, you are right. This conversation has been far more entertaining.
What do you think von Graf von Grist would say?
I don't see him changing his tune after all this time.
That is regrettable.
I just, some people just stick to their guns.
Well, can I rely on you to make the right decision? I promise you, the friends of the Witch Division will be richly rewarded.
I do remind you, you are talking to a lady tonight. Don't make me be something else. I have no interest.
Ooh, okay. So you can tell his mass shifts for a little bit. He's getting a little bit irked at this. He's not used to being told no.
I did my part.
Nice. And he's like, in that case, perhaps you will hear from me again in less friendly circumstances. But rest assured, the Witch Division will be in touch.
I'm sure you have your ways.
And he sort of slinks off into the crowd. Is there a reverse debt? Like he dislikes you now? A beef? I don't know.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, well...
Well, just shoot him in the arm.
Ooh, well,
That's how you do with your enemies. Just shoot him non-lethally.
Piotr's got a way of doing things.
Okay. So you mark down from... Okay, so you might indeed be hearing from Mr. Trapp and the Witch Division in the future.
That's what I'm imagining.
Okay. Kurt, you were actually approached by the person who you've seen in your visions.
I had a feeling.
Eric
if
himself.
he wasn't going to come up to him, I was going to go up to him.
You think you do that?
I think I would have, yeah.
Okay, you do find him, and he is. You'd expect, since he's the host, he'd be like mixing it up in the middle of the party.
Mm-hmm.
But he is actually. He's spooked, and he's like just kind of hiding off, sort of in the side by like the caterer's table, just enjoying some of that, some of their little cheese canapes. They're very good cheese canapes, yeah. What was that thing you were showing us? Love cheese?
With the devil, yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird that all comes full circle.
I know, kind of appropriate.
Yeah.
And
the only thing that could be more appropriate is if Burrow lost his thumbs because he took Astra's thumb.
yeah, we have a whole thumb steal.
I know!
Cool.
There's a lot of weird things coming full circle in this
I know,
episode.
some interesting motifs. Yeah, he might end up there if he's walking across the bottom of the ocean.
You might find it.
This is one of Marvin's earlier characters, a living statue that is currently under the ocean, just walking around.
He's
having
coming
fun.
back in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He did not have a draconic beauty, so I took his thumb. I tried to take his arm.
Took the thumb. So Hanush is just sort of cowering there, hiding out. And as soon as you approach him, he like looks up, he flinches a little bit, and then he kind of recognizes you, or doesn't recognize you, but like your eyes meet, and you can kind of tell like he knows what you are. And he's like, "Oh, you're like me, aren't you? You have the gift, the second sight, the ability to foretell the future of nations and men in the stars and in the mines. A fellow psychonaut."
That is a very interesting way of putting it. You are very astute.
Well, I am nothing if not a showman. And I'm very glad that you came to this to my party. Tell me, have you foreseen anything concerning my health and fortune?
Ooh.
Good things, I hope.
See, now I have to think of, do I want the corruption?
Yes.
Oh, I know, get corrupt,
Get all the fun stuff.
It's all the great abilities.
Don't let them pressure you. You
No,
decide.
no.
Yeah. Don't listen to this devil on your shoulder here.
It's a dragon, really.
I would say... From what I have seen, your life seems to live for quite some time. And I'm taking the corruption. And
Okay.
by giving him a false prophecy.
All right. He's like, oh. Yes. You see, I've had some terrifying visions myself.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's difficult to foresee one's own path.
Very true.
Like trying to gaze upon a mirror as you're dancing through a storm.
That is very true.
But I've seen Europe in flames, torment, torture, a great evil being unleashed. It's absolutely horrifying.
Of course, yes. I've seen similar.
And I've even feared. Tell me, if I tell you a secret, can I trust you to keep it secret?
I do not see why not.
Okay. He might want to. He's going to be like, if I tell you, my friend, my fellow traveler through the astral planes, I will ask you, can you defend me and make sure I survive this night?
If what you are saying is true, then I will give my how you say I will try very hard.
Okay, so he's kind of like,
Okay.
he'll be in your debt if you can pull this off to protect him. And he says, it's something of an open secret, I admit. But the only thing Danish about me is that I enjoy cheese danishes. They're my favorite pastry.
I may have seen something like that.
He
Yes.
sits upon an empire of cheese.
But
Cheese for everyone!
but what you haven't heard is that I keep the whole Danish thing going on because let's just say the preferred morning treat of my people is bagels and lox. Yes, I am a Jew.
He's a very
And it's, well, I've ingratiated myself with some of the National Socialist types. I've been able to kind of keep that secret. I even had a little audience with the Fuhrer where I showed him some hypnotism. Very entertaining. But naturally, I didn't let that little tidbit about my heritage slip.
Of course not.
Would have been would have kind of soured the fun.
I am sure.
So, please, don't go around spreading that. I'm worried too many people already
bold.
suspect. Eric Knudsen, this is a real guy. This is all real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Historically accurate to a degree.
Historically accurate, yes. Very strange guy.
Very courageous guy.
I mean, I guess. You see, I think if he was really courageous, he would have tried to do something instead of just kind of lie and pretend and get money off of the. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can appreciate his testicular fortitude for that, for pulling for these lies. But
For meeting with the Fuhrer and not dropping that he's Jewish, I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds pretty easy to not do.
yes.
No, yes.
But he's very fearful about this bad influence. So he thanks you, and he's like, and if you need any help channeling your psychic energies or hypnotizing somebody, Eric Knudsen is your man.
So, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to very, very caringly sort of put my hand on his arm and skin the surface.
Okay.
Basically being like, your secret is safe with me. And see?
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
13 again.
Whoa, you're like a super psychic.
Apparently. At least when it comes to reading thoughts. So,
Alright.
Yeah. I feel like I know all of these questions now from what he said. So, I guess, what is your character thinking about right now? What is, yeah.
I mean, it's full of fear, really. Fear for his life and his secret coming out. And maybe there's a greater fear of a horrible world war.
Yeah. I mean, I know he's trying to protect himself, but could I rephrase it as, who else are you protecting?
Okay. Let's see. He might be involved, maybe tangentially, with like Ein Sof or some other, or maybe with the Wolf Cubs a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, he's kind of aloof from them. More looking out for his own skin, but they're all sort of on the same page, I think, in the same boat, I should say.
Yeah. And then I already know his secret, or why he's keeping secrets. So I guess let's find out his hidden pain.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's like lying to everybody, including himself in some ways. Having to keep this double life is probably the source of pain.
Okay. I will say, now, as you know, I can see things, and I've just. If I apologize for this if this offends you, but I have skimmed a little bit into your mind.
Oh.
And I will say, you are not the only one who is leading a double life.
Ah.
I know your pain.
Well, thank you.
It is not easy.
Might make me feel a little bit better. So Merle, we're actually going to hop back to you in just a second. But meanwhile, our vampire here, Maximilian, you are approached by another vampire, Lord Quincy Claggett. He's recovered a little bit.
I don't know anything about him. So.
Yeah. He has.
We all do.
He's recovered a bit since we last saw him, where he was still sort of a living skeleton kind of guy. He's got a lot more flesh back on his bones. So he's able to like walk around. But he still looks a little bit... He's not, the prime of vampire life. He slides over next to you and he's like, "Oh, I didn't suspect there'd be another one of our kind attending this evening, especially one so aged."
Looks at Claggett, looks at the lady beside him. "I'm a little busy."
Which lady are you referring to?
Just any random person that
Oh,
was chatting
okay.
up in the meme.
Oh, so Maximilian's kind of like a ladies' man type, you think? Oh, okay. He's like,
But-
busy?
It's a 5,000-year-old game.
Yeah, he's just, he's just trying to.
He's got a lot of lost time to make up for.
He's
it.
got-
He
got
doesn't
the
like
ancient
to
Sumerian
unwillingly feed, so he's got to work it up.
Oh, okay.
So he's chatting with some lady, but would you excuse me for a moment? And turns his attention to Claggett.
He says, "Now, my nose isn't what it used to be, but from a little sniff, you're far older than me. Tell me, here, I'll just, when I was turned, I was originally in Roman Britain. I was wearing blue paint and digging around in the woods for some tasty roots. But and I've been spent quite a long time in darkness. But you, well, I'm like a child next to you. Where do you come from, and why haven't I heard of you before?"
Well, from what I've studied, the Romans came quite a bit after me, but I've just been laying low.
"Well, I'm in something of a pickle at the moment. So, I was wondering, since you should be the one at the top of some organization with the other ancients, and I should be, well, not here, what do you say to a little alliance of convenience between us?"
Well, I'll certainly listen to what you have to say, and depending on if I like it or not, we'll go from there. So please.
At the moment, I'm in the thrall of this Hungarian, I suppose woman is the only word that fits, and he kind of motions to Bathory, or to Frau Applebaum over there.
Maybe Woodman?
She has this scheme to dig up the grail, restore her to her own life, and has enlisted me rather unwillingly in the game. The grail could be useful if we could turn the tables on her. But again, I'm quite weak in my current state. I'm trying to grow stronger, but she's keeping me in a tight leash.
How long were you under?
Oh, just a few...
In the darkness.
Oh, for me, several centuries, but I spent the last couple of decades just buried in a coffin, secreted away by some of my few followers over in some moor in some desolate corner of England, hiding, if you can believe it, in my own country.
Since I've been around in Germany for 35 years, can I put a face to a name to maybe see?
Yeah,
if
you
he's-
might have. Yeah, that's true.
If I've heard of Claggett or his fortunes or misfortunes, I guess.
Yeah.
Definitely misfortunes.
That's
We saw to that.
9.
Okay. So you probably haven't met him, but yeah, you've heard. This guy used to be a really big deal in the Ordo Sanguis, which is like the Western Europe English.
So I can at least
Vampire
tell the Claggett
organization?
apart.
Yeah, he was a big part of it. Then he kind of backed the wrong horse. It was Dracula was the wrong horse, and
With that move, was he betraying the Ordo Sanguis?
yeah, well, he was kind of trying to take it over. So he became persona non grata and was hiding out for his life. So he just gets kind of arranged to be buried and forgotten. And he's just recently been disinterred and resurrected.
Well, I have, as you can see, I've quite avoided the limelight and spotlight of our kind. But again, I will keep my ear open and see how things play out.
That's all I can ask.
Yes. All right.
All right, so Merle,
Yep.
you are approached by the guest of honor himself, Aleister Crowley.
Yes.
So he comes over to you, and he still has that book by him, and he's like, My, aren't you the specimen? That's purple. Oh, delicious.
I'm at a loss for words over someone of your stature and renown, dear Aleister Crowley. I am humbled by your presence.
And I am humbled by yours. Tell me, would you like to retire to a more private abode? Hanusin's Chamber of Glass is just that way. I promise to make it worth your while.
Chamber of Glass, you had me at that.
Oh yes, follow me if you please.
Excellent.
So he brings you over there. The Chamber of Glass is like a place where Hanusin does like his kind of psychic reading and so on. So it's like all glass. And there's a big chair. I'm going to say all you guys do see Crowley kind of like leading him out here.
Bye.
He's like, now, I'll just go ahead and tell you, there's more than fortune on my mind. Would you like to just have a seat right there?
My pleasure.
All right, so you sit down, and as soon as you do, I want you to really keep your cool, because some bad things about to happen.
Oh, I know it is.
You gotta keep your cool around Crowley.
Is it spirit, correct? It's gonna be an 8.
Okay. So what happens, there's some enchanted chains hidden in the chair that try and wrap around to tie you to.
Yep.
You could resist these chains, but you're gonna be temporarily stunned. Or you can like be totally conscious and you're okay, but you are chained up for the moment.
I'll take the chained up for the moment.
Alright, so the chains go around you and you're stuck to the chair.
Well, now, I didn't know we were going this direction.
Crowley's like, oh, it quite usually goes in directions involving chains when I'm around. But I'm afraid I have something other than pleasure on my mind.
Okay.
Yes, I always pronounce it pleasure. That's how it's pronounced. You see that magnificent royal purple and that vest of yours, those scales. It saddens me to say it, but there's a roaring dragon within you, isn't there?
Indeed, there is.
Usually,
my broodmate.
Oh, you think he's a? Oh, okay.
I am calling it. He is my broodmate. So there are 6 options for you to choose from that he is going to be: my lover, my confidant, my rival, my sire, my betrayer, or my sibling.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Throwing a wrench in your plans, buddy.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an Ordo Draconis, but this is a different one.
He could still be Ordo Draconis and be my betrayer.
Okay, I might say betrayer because he's betraying you right now.
Cool.
Can it be more than one?
Nice.
No,
maybe-
you can only be one.
Okay. All right, so he might be your betrayer. He's like, you don't remember me, of course, but let's just say that there is the soul of a dragon and surging fire within me, and it necessitates that your fire be, unfortunately, chilled. He has like secreted this this kind of valise over by the door, and he opens it up, and he's like, so well, I wish to play with you in another way. This must unfortunately be rather painful. And he takes out this strange-looking axe, where it's got like this old, very old, like bone looks like handle, and the blade looks like it's made of ice. And there's like kind of steam of cold leaking out this ice. There's runes inscribed in it. So he says,
Oh no, continue.
He's like, this axe once belonged to a Jotun, one of those frost giants of Norse myth.
Well, we both know that they were not really myth, are they?
Oh, what indeed. But I'm afraid I must take this axe and bury it in your skull to destroy the dragon within and absorb the power into my own surging hot veins.
There can only be one.
There's 5 of us. And, I'm like, I really prefer not for that to happen. And I'm going to mark a corruption. I'm actually mark 2 corruption points to assume the stuff of nightmares. I suddenly grow wings.
Whoa.
My skin turns to hard indigo scales. I have huge fangs and claws, and I'm going to attempt to try to use my fire breath on him.
All right, let's do. I think this is an attack or let it out. I think it can
This
be
is
either.
unleash.
Oh yeah, this would be unleash an attack, I suppose.
I
Yeah.
have to roll with spirits instead of blood, thankfully. That's going to be a 10.
Whoa, so what's happening?
So he's going to take 3 harm, and I'm going to take something from them, that weapon he's handing. I'm going to have him be disarmed by the sudden gout of flame.
Okay, so I'm going to say what happens. Yeah. Is the gout of flame hits him, he goes flying out, smashes through the door, that frost axe falls from his hands and like embeds into the ground where it's kind of giving off steam and everybody can feel the chill of it. And he's lying there still holding the book.
So you take another point of corruption for hurting a broodmate.
And now
Filled up fast.
Yeah, it's gonna fill up even faster.
something else happens. All of the lights in the Palace of the Occult go out. And you can see through the door a lean figure wearing a like tuxedo and sort of like kind of like a balaclava or like ski mask, a very like tight bag that's kind of tied skin tight to its head. Their head, I mean, that's a masculine body. Comes inside. They're dressed very well in this like white tuxedo with the bow tie and tails and everything. And everyone's in like a little, kind of stunned at this strange guest. Then something even weirder happens. They like twist a ring they have on one of their fingers, and they start multiplying. And now there's like 12 of these figures, which start dashing their way through the crowd, and a lot of them are, or all of them are pulling out various knives or hatchets from their coats, cutting implements to do damage. So we're gonna do combat, and I want to try something new that I think we kind of talked about at our first game. We're gonna like roll initiative, which I know it's so weird, but I think it's might be a good way to like because we got I want to do this with like a lot of people. 5, we can try it out with 5. So everybody's gonna roll. Keep your cool, and we'll do like the highest rolls get to go first, and then we'll kind of do an initiative order.
Alright.
That way, instead of kind of going around, people who are stuck at the ends or in the middle are like out of luck every time. So this is for keep your cool. Did anybody get a 12 or above?
Nope.
Anybody get 10 to 12?
11.
And what did you get, Maximilian?
10 because I get to keep my cool of being cold-blooded.
Oh, nice. So we got Merle, Maximilian. Who got 9 or 8?
I did 8.
Okay, Kurt.
Am I on? Oh no.
This is, yeah. Anybody get a 7 or 6?
I got a 7.
Am I on
Okay.
the hunt? Or not?
You can just declare it hunt.
Yeah. If you want to plug hunting as a scissor man, that's okay.
Okay, then that would put me at 9.
Okay, and you got a what'd you get?
7.
Okay, so I'm afraid Pyotr is going last for this one.
Yeah. If we're going into battle, do I roll that now or just save it to my turn?
You can do it at the beginning of your turn.
Okay.
And then Loretta. Okay, so Merle. I mean, it kind of makes sense actually. So you just blew Aleister Crowley through the door. He's fallen on the ground. He dropped the axe. He has the runic book. He's like trying to get back up, and also the scissor man or scissor men are like attacking. What do you do?
I'm still chained up currently, correct?
Yeah.
I would like to attempt to try to get out of the chains.
All right. Let's have it be. I mean, I could see it escape, or I could see let it out.
Let's go with let it out.
Use that supernatural.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
just dragon strength.
Nope. Total 6.
Okay.
Can anybody lend a hand, even if it, or if it cost of the turn, or even?
I don't think lending hand would cost a turn. One person can do it.
Is he the only
You can
one?
all see him, yeah. So
Depending on
because the doors were blown open by his fiery blast.
Yeah. Was not discreet.
the chains.
Help! Please help!
So if I shot in that direction,
You can shoot the chains off. Yeah, go for it.
You can try.
So roll to assist with his faction.
Help! Need somebody to help.
and you are
Everybody.
wild,
Yeah.
that's better than nothing. Yeah, that's 10.
Yo!
Nice.
All right. So what's it now?
That brings it to a 7 total.
Okay.
So I'm going to take definite hold of something vulnerable exposed, which is getting the chains off of me.
All right.
And
The
I mark
chains
corruption.
break free. Next up, Maximilian.
One round.
You guys, I've almost gotten 2 corruption advances this game.
You said the axe flew out and landed on the ground.
Yeah.
Is that in my vicinity?
Yeah.
So he will go up and grab said axe. I
Okay.
don't know what you want to do with as far as the move goes, since he's not technically attacking anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I can see you do it.
Take
I'll-
that.
Unless you want me to attack someone on the way to do it. If there's
I
a
mean, you
scissor
could
man
if-
coming my way, I'll.
Yeah, you could if you want to. I think it's kind of up to you if you want to like avoid the fight and just go for the axe, or if you want to get into the fray.
Well, I like the fray as good as any. So, as he's, jaunting along towards the weaving through the darkness, he sees a scissor man in the area. He, on contrary to his class, he takes his hand and just shoots out a bolt of lightning in that direction. I mark corruption to do so.
Whoa. Okay. Give me the unleash and attack for this lightning.
So question of order while he's rolling. Aleister Crowley, is he still Order Draconis?
Yeah, he can be both.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Just want to make sure because I'm writing down that he's my betrayer.
That would be unleash an attack or
Arbiter,
Yeah.
preferably.
and that rolls with. I apologize, it's been a while.
Blood. Yeah.
Rolls with blood. Oh, that's good for me. That would be a 10.
Whoa.
And
All right.
that
So you do
does-
some harm. You want to take something from him, or do some extra
well,
harm?
is it close or far?
I would say it's pretty close because you're like walking right by him.
Then it'll do. It's 2 harm close, is what it is to whoever he's attacking on the way to grab the.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna say like this sort of weird
It's kind
scissor
of a,
man.
Yeah.
When as soon as light takes the harm, it like vanishes. So it's sort of like just kind of disappears, crackles away into the air, and you pick up the big frost axe. Okay, next up, Kurt.
So I can definitely tell that this is not good. So I'm actually going to look for our host and try and see if I can try and get him out of here.
Okay, I'm gonna say you do see him, and yeah, the scissor men are like closing in on him.
Yeah. So
They're already like kind of right in front, pulling out their like daggers to start stabbing him up,
Yeah.
Julius Caesar style.
cool. What would this be? Would this be an escape situation?
This is
Or-
to.
I'm trying to.
I mean, maybe
get
you're
him-
like you're trying to protect him. I mean, maybe do unleash an attack, and you're like you're taking something from them, and you're
Okay.
taking Hanusen from them.
Oh boy, this is gonna probably not be good. What?
Yeah, so either way you're rolling blood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also rolling it at a -1 because of.
Oh
because I'm-
no!
This
This
is
a bad roll.
towards your
Okay.
This is towards my foretelling.
He gets a +1 for it. I get to help him, but well,
I can help you
Oh.
out.
It's an 8.
nice.
It's a
Okay.
success.
If I help
There you
him
go.
out, he
Yeah.
doesn't get that +1 towards it, does he? Just maybe.
It would. It's
Yeah,
not
it'd be
change
still
any-
be a nine.
it
It
would
would be a
change
9.
anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it's all right.
Nice roll.
So yeah, how do you like dive in and save Hanusen?
That literally would be what it is a dive towards him and sort of.
All right. Yeah, you just like kind of grab him, pull him out of the way. Do you think you're gonna take some harm or put yourself in a bad spot? What would be the bad result of this?
I'll take some harm.
Okay, you can take maybe 1 level of feint,
Okay.
which is that like as you go by, the scissor man just lashes out with its knife, so you get like a slight cut along your arm. It's like sliced arm you can put, or slashed, I guess. Okay, next up, that was Kurt. Loretta.
So got the chains, and then I'm gonna try to do as many as I can hit in one area around me, or jump to them. I'm gonna do some flailing of the whip. It's a harm hand area. So
Nice. All right, can you then unleash an attack?
not today. I don't think. Oh, 7. Yes.
So
Sweet.
today.
Yes, today. Just barely. I was like, woo. So that is going to be 3 harm. Because I got it's famed and blessed. If blessed does anything to them, don't know if it does or not. But I'm going to so that's 3 harm, and then I'm going to find myself in a bad spot. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So also what happens is like You slash that whip, you're swinging it around, and everyone you touch, it like vanishes. You just like cut through it. So you take out like,
It's never done that before.
yeah, you take out like 4 of them in some rapid strikes. But then there's one of them that like it strikes and just kind of wraps around him. You do some damage to him, but it's like this one is not the illusion. And he pulls like real close.
Okay.
And right now he's pulling back. Or actually, also the bad spot is this. He tugs back with the kind of strength that you weren't expecting, and you lose the whip.
No way.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it
it
just
doesn't
kind
touch
of
that.
wrenched it out of your hand.
Interesting.
So now
Okay.
you are, you're disarmed. He's in front of you with that axe.
You carry a million weapons as a hunter.
Still my pistol.
That's true. Piotr, it's your turn.
Right, I'm going into battle, so I'm gonna roll Vigilante. And I think the +1 would apply to this because I can do some stuff to save Mr. What's his name?
Hanusen.
Hanusen.
Yeah.
On blood.
Okay.
That's an 11. So I hold 3.
Nice.
And I'm going to spend one of those right away to, I name Mr. I forgot his name again.
Hanusen.
Hanusen.
It's okay, we got a lot of
I'm
characters.
gonna run.
Lots of
Yeah.
wacky, lots of weird names.
But yeah, I name Mr. Hanusen. While I fight, I intercept any, excuse me, any attack directed at them, and they suffer no harm.
Ooh, nice.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. Okay,
All right.
so what move would you like to do?
Oh,
What's your action, I guess?
my action. All right.
Yeah, in other words,
Just instant kill.
I can.
you want to do that one?
I can do that.
You can attempt
All right.
to.
Well, let's roll and see what happens with the scissor man.
It's not a roll. I just spend the hold and he dies. Kill the sable with disarm, your choice, and NPC within reach. I have a gun.
It doesn't have to be on.
All right, you can go ahead and kill.
All right, I spend one hold to kill the scissor man.
All right. So you swing over and you just like fire and like you blow. He's got the whip, and the bolt just like rips into the side of his head. However, and then it collapses. So the whip flying like falls loosely around. The axe hits the ground. However, again, there is something odd. There is not blood and brain that came from that wound. Instead, it was like sawdust.
What the heck?
Yeah, so it was like this was some sort of weird effigy being sent out.
Golems.
The scissor
So,
man.
Gesundheit?
It's the sawdust.
Right language too. So wait, are all the other ones, all the other visions gone? Now that the sawdust one is head
Yeah,
blown
they're like
apart?
flickering and fading. Now Crowley, meanwhile, he's been able to pick himself back off his feet. He's grabbing that ruined book and he's starting to like get out of there. So, as he's dashing away, he's gonna try and like cover his escape. He like whispers some of his own magic, and this like green flame, this hazy wall of it is sort of sprouting up behind him to try and cover his escape. And he is taking that book of runes with him. Merle, what's your plan here?
I'm going to I want to let it out as I chase after him. Try to intimidate him a bit, best I can. It's a 7. So that's something.
Okay.
So I'm going to ignore all environmental harm as I literally walk through the flames chasing him.
All right. And you go, and you're like intimidating him, or take definite hold of something.
Well, that's I get to add that to my list as an option, but I only get 1.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I do get my next corruption advance.
What's that one?
I'm gonna do Eyes of the Ember. No, that's the next one.
Okay.
So I am, by the way, I'm 2 corruption advances away from retiring my character already
Forcefully retired.
in
Wow.
2 episodes.
We may have to have a the dragon goes
The
fast.
dragon is going.
We may have to have the end of Merle next
The,
time.
the dragon is
And a new
unleashing
character
himself at this
advantage.
point. This is not great. He can't stop.
All right, so Crowley kind of like falls back. He sees you coming, and he's like, Perhaps we could create some kind of bargain.
Rude mates, you turned us over to the Order. I do not let that go lightly.
He's like, it simply seemed the most expedient at the time.
We were gods,
Yes,
and you
but
tore us down.
look,
I blame you for all of this.
we were trapped in scales. You know how much more sensitive skin is? How much more pleasure one can have?
You traded pleasure for mortality?
Oh, and that's a bargain I will always make. Now,
You-
here's another bargain. Take the book and let me go.
Snatch the book.
Goodbye! He dashes away. Cheerio!
I spend one hold to kill him.
Don't do that!
Yeah, that's the end of Berlin, dude.
When a dragon dies, they do 6 harm armor piercing to everything around them. Don't kill him! Not while I'm right next to him.
Alright, so I will say this, Merle. You get the book. You kind of walk down, you rejoin your friends here, and then Apfelbaum and Wolfrath sort of encounter you. As there's sirens wailing distance, all the guests are kind of picking themselves up and making sure they're okay. But Wrath and Apfelbaum have eyes only for that book. And Apfelbaum's like, you've got it. Wonderful. And Wrath is like, and she's like, Wrath is like, you clearly have far greater power, my dear American friend. If you could just give me the book, the grail can be within our reach.
Been debating this.
Or if not, if you just want to hold on to it yourself and just let us look through it, that's quite all right. As long as we can use the runes inside to help us find the grail.
The grail will be mine by the end. That is the deal.
Apfelbaum's like,
I get to keep it when you are done with it.
oh, okay. Apfelbaum's like, I accept. And she looks over to Wrath, and he nods, if she's clearly the boss here, and yeah, he meekly agrees. And Wrath's like, oh well, very excellent, wonderful. In that case, you and all of your friends, including our Russian, I gotta say, rather tasteless costume you picked there, but hey, whatever works. I love it on you. Looks great.
You insult Russian Empire.
Yes, I hate all of them. But anyway, no, let's not talk about that. So you're all invited to this great ritual that we're throwing in the country near Brocken, the old mountains where the witches used to have their rituals there. Walpurgisnacht. It's happening again, and that's where we're going to use the ruins. Oh yes, Kurt, you've been to quite a few of those Walpurgisnachts. Puts Oktoberfest to shame, am I right? Well, it promises to be quite the party, and that is where we'll continue to search for the Grail. So, can I count on your attendance? Your new friend included, of course. He can be your +1. You have +4, as many as you want. Whatever you want.
But now everyone wants Grail. Elizabeth wants Grail, Merrill wants Grail. Who else wants Grail?
I'm sure there are plenty of people who want the grail.
Eh,
Except for Crowley.
Not really.
He could care less, I believe.
I can still go ahead and shoot him if you want.
Don't kill him.
Belongs in a museum.
Let me put it this way. If you shoot him, he's not gonna die.
Nah.
You might kill the mortal form whatever skin sleeve he's wearing, but he'll be back. Might take him a couple of years.
All right, so you guys are just going to make your agreement there, and I think that is where we're going to... Oh, Loretta's not going.
I mean, yeah.
I think Loretta's going, undercover, kind of, but I can see this is kind of wearing
Begrudgingly,
on.
another ceremony.
Another ceremony. See how how this one turns out.
And we will all see how that one turns out in our next chapter, just next Tuesday, which will be entitled Walpurgisnacht.
Okay.
Nacht. These wonderful German words.
Great German words.
Yeah, great word. We'll see all of it next time. So now, let's take care of those closing moves. Unless there's any sort of closing business you guys want to pull out with any of those party guests real quick, or... Yeah, things got pretty intense there at the end. It was quite.
Especially for Merle.
But you know what? You saved Hanusum's life, so.
We did.
Surprisingly.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
We did it.
I know that I was not expecting him to survive this round, this game. I was like, they're gonna kill him. But you guys pulled it off, so I'm impressed.
He's not dead yet.
I know.
Nice job. Nice job.
Protected them from harm.
If you don't
So-
mind, while they're working out the details, we'll take a moment with Loretta.
Oh, okay. You kind of pull her aside.
Well, while they're all chatting about the whatever,
The grail.
I can't even pronounce that.
Yeah.
Well, quick it's not.
Walk up to her. I'm assuming grab your whip already and all that.
Well, yeah, that was immediate once
Yeah.
he.
So walks up and with the new frost axe, hands it over or hands it to her, and says, I feel like we got off on the wrong foot, even though we didn't really speak.
Oh, it's.
But we're not all bad. And he just drops it at her feet and turns around and leaves.
Whoa.
Or goes back to the crowd.
Merle's that bad.
This I know. It's what you do.
Oh man. So Loretta, you can write down this frost axe in your inventory. I gotta say, this is a very Castlevania kind
And
of.
again,
weapon.
I
You
don't
got the
know
width of-
if you want to count that as some kind of moment of intimacy, but I'm not giving anything up either or anything. So he's just
Yeah, you just dropped it. So we'll see.
Okay, could be the beginning of a friendship, but we'll have to. We'll see what goes on. Let's talk about.
I'll specify. He only drops it if she doesn't take it from him,
Ooh,
because he
okay.
extends it to her. I mean, it's a weapon. She's a hunter.
Oh yeah.
So if you don't accept it, then he drops it at your feet.
Okay.
If you do accept it, then he hands it over.
Okay. It's at my feet.
Fair enough.
Okay.
If no one else picks it up, I will. I know its true power.
Loretta, so are you taking the frost axe, or is we letting Merle
But I
have it?
know that he would love it because he's been mentioning that. So yeah.
I mean, you don't know that.
No, not mentioning the
Oh.
axe, but your covetry.
Yeah, Merle loves to covet. So
Like things.
you gonna let him have it, or you think you're gonna keep it yourself?
No, you can have it.
Oh, okay.
I just met this vampire, which was more positive than negative. So that's good.
Yeah. Well, every so often you don't want to accept gifts from vampire strangers, maybe. So, Maximilian, we'll start with you. Any factions go up or down, and then who do you think? Do you think you owe anybody, or do you think anybody owes you?
Honestly, for factions going up and down, he's just kind of getting the lay of the land. Everything pretty much worked out the way he expected it to. So I think he will keep everything the same for now. And again, I leave it up to Loretta whether you count that as something that would be debt worthy or not. I mean, I know you instantly turn around and gave it to somebody else, but that could easily be a transference of debt for to Merle instead for providing them the weapon that I didn't have to give up.
Yeah. Like I said, not interested at this moment, but
Yeah. So I don't know if you're accept. I don't think she's gonna take the debt. Is that what?
yeah, I wouldn't at this moment.
Okay. So yeah, you just met. We'll see. But yeah, it's an interesting relationship. I think it's being built here. How about Merle? What faction went up or down?
I think Wild went down. I made a scene, a big scene, and I revealed a lot about who I am, which... no, I'm not going to count that as my corruption, dragon corruption move. I've already done that once tonight. But I think power went up. Because I made the deal. I'm giving them I'm letting them borrow the book for the grail. And the promise that I get to keep the grail when it's done.
I can definitely see that.
And I think as for debts, I think I owe Loretta a debt. She freed me. She freed me from the chains.
shot
She
those
came in
chains.
clutch when I really needed
You
it.
guys had that truck.
Huh?
Remember you guys had that
Yeah,
truck
that's
last
true.
time, and I appreciated that. So.
So I'm going to owe Loretta debts.
How about Kurt? Think any factions went up or down based on your?
Where would our good friend Eric fall under?
Eric's tricky.
Yeah.
He might. I mean, the aware is part of power, right?
Mortality.
Mortality, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's technically mortality, but
Okay. It feels a tad strange for me to say that mortality would go up just because of one person, but I don't know.
that can happen.
Okay.
Stranger things have happened.
I mean, Loretta's mortality, and she was helping out too, so.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think with that, mortality would go up. Let's see. I don't actually think anything goes down. It was sort of pretty neutral everywhere else.
Okay. And then you think you owe any debts, or?
Oh. I'm guessing you're still gonna work on my vision of Maximilian.
Yeah, I gotta see what's gonna,
Yeah.
some weird things that'll happen to him. I got some ideas.
All right. I don't know. I've had a lot of interesting interactions with people today. I don't know if they would be debt worthy.
Hanusin already owes you a debt.
Yeah.
So, that kind of covers that.
Yeah. No, I guess. I think the one who was most helpful in sort of keeping Hanusin alive, I think, was Piotr. So I think
Oh, yeah, I think
I
so.
would owe you a debt for that.
Okay.
So.
What about Loretta? She had some interesting interactions
Yeah.
this episode, yeah.
Makes me want to put mortality so far down. Like jump to -3. But the people I like and work with are also in mortality. So that's a tricky one. But the Boreas Bund housed the event, right?
I mean, it was like Hanusin who was housing it.
Oh,
but,
that's really-
but like, you can say the Bund was kind of the driving force behind it. They wanted to lure Crowley here to steal his book, so.
Yeah, whatever was more behind that gathering, that's what I would say is my negative today.
Okay, we can say that's the Bund.
Okay.
Yeah, so take
Otherwise-
power now.
Otherwise, it's directly against the SS, because that guy, it was,
Yeah, he's a creepy one.
good
That
play.
trap, yeah.
Good play on that one. And then going up would possibly be the last experience. That was a surprise.
So maybe Knight's going up in churn?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I can see that. You think there's any debts you owe, or anybody owes you a debt for helping? I know we got Save Merle and.
No, I don't think I. After that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about our Revenant?
Well, I think power is going down. Also because Piotr is growing a bit disillusioned with his whole relationship with Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Aww.
I know, it's a
I'm
sad
sorry.
thing.
The
but-
way she just didn't seem all that concerned about the innocent people whose lives might have been, scissored tonight. Yeah. And the fact that she just seems to be stringing him along as she's only in it for herself with the grail and everything.
But you can get life back with the grail.
Maybe
Maybe
so.
not. Who knows?
That remains to be seen. And mortality's going up because he still feels something with keeping people safe. His former life as a soldier is going back, coming back in.
All right, very cool.
And
Any debts?
if anything, I think he would owe Kurt a debt, just for bringing everything to light, Sure. Priority-wise.
In the Scissorman's attack, was anybody grievously injured? Or would it pretty much knock that out?
It seemed like the main goal then was to kill Hanusin, and you guys saved him, so.
Okay.
No blood was spilled, if that's what you were.
Yes.
Oh, you're an emotional guy, so.
But still, was there any victims of the Scissorman?
At this moment, no. There was a victim to be, but you saved him. And,
Feed off gratitude.
That's a very strong emotion.
Not without consent.
An emotion that I feel to all of you right now. So, next time we're gonna leave Berlin, have a nice little crazy ritual in the woods. It'll be a regular midsummer.
Oh.
Yeah. Fun times there. Can't wait.
Oh, great.
Well done.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for everybody that showed up and hanging out with us and watching what we do.
We appreciate it.
Really
there's a couple.
appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, we really do. We do this so much for fun, and so make sure if you want to check us out on Mixer, of course, everything's whatever it is / Time to Tabletop. Let's be real. From Facebook to Twitch to Twitter to Mixer to whatever.
We are everywhere.
Time to Tabletop.
Yeah.
We're just all over the place.
Discord, yeah.
So yeah, come join us. There's a couple of phrases tonight that I love that you're bringing the testicular fortitude back into the mix, Michael.
seems
I was
right.
like, I haven't heard that since like I think it was the '90s. I haven't heard that since like. Wasn't that a wrestling term? Somebody did it in the wrestling WWE. Somebody did it in WWE is where it came from, dude. And then it became like a real thing. So that was really cool to hear that.
That's just what popped into my head.
It was like, woo! No, it was like a WWE thing, and I didn't watch much of it. My buddies did, but it was really cool to hear that back. And of course, the business card part of how do you put sex magician and mountain climber on a business card?
Carefully.
Second magician.
Just
Carefully.
And the right font.
well, Dallas said, it's definitely got to be a size 10 font.
Fit all that stuff on there.
Please, with Aleister Crowley, it's a size 6.
Hey,
Alphabetically mountain climbing.
Wikipedia him, all right. It's interesting. It's quite the read.
He is an interesting fellow.
That's the only way you could define it. So no, I really appreciate that. So thank you so much, everyone that showed up and hanging out with us. Thanks,
you.
Michael, for coming.
Thanks for
And
hosting
playing
us.
again. My dude, Mr. Maximilian.
Look forward to being here.
Yeah, so we love having you. So hopefully we'll see you next week. But if we don't, until then, make sure and pull up a chair.
And make time to tabletop.
Freaking, we're nailing this.
We got it every night.
All
Every week.